بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be speaking at the Future Tech event. I am from the Kingdom of Bahrain, Pearl of the Gulf, and I will try to explain a little bit about the artificial intelligence future dissemination in the region and its implementations in various sectors, especially post-COVID-19. The artificial intelligence is taking a center stage in the region, especially in the GCC. GCC, because of its young generations, because of its innovations, because of its modern cities, and the smart technologies, we are taking a lot of interest in this area. Gulf countries moving from being consumers to producers in the area of technology, post-oil, and in diversification. Technology for us is important for our citizens, for our future, and for the newer generation. The new generation are taking interest in handling such innovations by themselves and not relying on others to provide them. If we look at the spread of artificial intelligence in the region and the interest, you could see most of the countries in GCC are handling artificial intelligence, whether through ministries or higher committees or direct engagement by the government and private sectors. Kingdom of Bahrain, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Sultanate of Oman, Egypt, other neighboring countries, GCC, Arab world, are all one way or another taking this forward. Universities such as Mohammed bin Zayed's University, which is doing master degrees and PhDs. In Bahrain, we had the first artificial intelligence academies, and in King Abdullah's city, they are also taking such projects, initiatives very seriously. Hundreds of students every year graduate with projects related to AI machine learning. According to various reports, there will be billions of dollars spent in future within GCC on this, and it will be directly impacting our GDP, whether it is contribution of 12% that is mentioned by one of the reports, or higher or lower. If you take some big examples, in Saudi Arabia, you see the new Neom city that is being built in the west of the kingdom and is one of the most modern countries and cities in the whole world. With technologies such as virtual reality, augmented reality, and Industry 4.0 implementations, but AI is taking a center attention. It's a green field and it will be modernized with lots of direction from the leadership to make such cities implemented around the GCC. We in Bahrain consider ourselves the future hub of the artificial intelligence in terms of research and development. We are aiming to use our human capital, the new graduates, to build a center and attract multinationals to develop their artificial intelligence softwares and innovations in the kingdom and export them to GCC countries where we have close relationship, understanding of the culture. Is the best breed for any investment in this part of the world. The AI capabilities that are built around the world and sent to the region may not be required outside this region because we have self-sufficiency to do so. And this is what we hope to achieve by what I said earlier, from consumerization to production. Of course, there are many reports on this, and this is one of those that estimates the expenditure within GCC in the artificial intelligence, and of course, in addition to Egypt. These are predictions mainly up to 2030, a decade from now. Many things will change. Many things will be evolved. And the world of technology will no longer be automation and not standard infrastructure, all technologies, but moves a step higher. One of the areas that probably the world did not think that artificial intelligence would play a major role was the COVID-19. Had we prepared AI to handle such catastrophes, prior to that, we would have been in the better shape to predict, analyze, make decisions. But unfortunately for most of the world, they have started artificial intelligence implementation post-COVID-19 and during COVID-19, which needed much more effort while they were firefighting, also to develop an innovation that can handle that. Artificial intelligence, in simple words, relies a lot on data. A lot of data, multiple data from various sources in terms of COVID, from World Health Organization, from Johns Hopkins, from regional hospitals, from the governments, from the population, from the passengers, and the exchange of data. Those data can be used heavily by the artificial intelligence. It will look through the patterns, historical patterns, and it requires the data from longer period of time. Having to look at the patterns, it will then analyzes them through the complex algorithms. And then it forecasts and then makes decisions or propose decisions to human where it can take further actions. Those actions could be looking at the spread of the virus, the populations, eliminating the movement, and the surrounding that can be handled through drones, the cameras, many other scanning devices that are linked to the artificial intelligence. Vaccine development and deployment is a lengthy process that human is repetitively trying to do. But unfortunately, all that is time consuming. AI can fast track that, can make more analysis to help human, and it can also provide recommendations. That has been tried now in many hospitals. And as I said earlier, these are activities that should have been done, but it's not late to be done right now. Hospital staff, social distancing, remain using robots, and that is helping them a lot. Robotic surgery have been worked on prior to the COVID-19, but now it's becoming a necessity where robotic surgeons are allowing doctors to work from homes, and with little bit intervention, robotic surgeries are carried out with more accuracy at faster times and multiple places and safer. Same thing happens in radiologists, where you enter the room and you found AI-supported machines take X-rays, scans, and produce reports at the same time. These are no return. These are the new realities that we will never go back and ask human to intervene again at the same capacity that they did prior to COVID. But health has been an important part of the AI post-COVID. But it's not only that. There are other areas. Education is a very important part. Millions of children been stranded at homes, and with elementary tools such as video conferencing, downloading documents, they are expected to conduct their classes. That is a temporary measure. The future is to intelligent classrooms. Intelligent classrooms will allow one-on-one education. A virtual teacher with a child will be able to complete the syllabus with them on daily basis and at any time of the day, 24/7. They will have history of the child from LKG to the university. So the machine can predict the behavior of the child, its pattern, the improvement and degradations, what are the needs, what need to be proposed. It is very important to see future children having a dedicated counselor, dedicated teachers. Will be class of mix of nationalities, not from the same country, but the classroom could be people from Africa to Asia to America, all joining hands in hand with the virtual teacher, because there is no need perhaps to all be together. Children with special needs, disability, people working from home, children who have to be traveling with their parents, will be able to conduct such classrooms. It's no longer required for a child to continue 12 years or 9 years or 13 years. It depends on the education system and the recommendations. The exams will be taken and the results coming out within 15 seconds. Similar things will happen at workplace. It's not only about video conference and chatting. There will be intelligent tools that will analyze each employee, their productivity, the monitoring, the recommendation, the project management, and it will look at their patterns and will produce a report to the management within the same day on their productivity, on the recommendation, etc. Of course, such things means a lot of jobs will be displaced. Jobs that are routinely done. Jobs are related to customers. Chatbots, audio chatbots, text chatbots will take place of those call center agents and customer relation staff. The delay that happens and transfer from one employee to another will no longer be seen. Because of the huge data that's available with chatbots, you can get spontaneous response without a need to go back and analyze it and discuss it and come back. Such things are evolutionizing the industry. It will be more customer satisfaction, less cost to the companies, and faster response time. The back office staff, again, for the routine accounting activities, HR, auditing, etc., can all be mostly I would say, replaced with RPAs and other machine learning activities. Of course, as by itself explains that machine learning means over a time, machine learns the patterns, learns the new tricks, and it will update itself. Of course, the transparency of the algorithm that is put in place is very important, because a bias on algorithm will mean a disaster to the future of that industry. That's why putting an algorithm requires a committee of people from the different backgrounds, different experiences, not only an engineer or somebody who would be able to do so. Now, these are some of the examples in jobs in the next 17 years at least that will be displaced. Some on the positive side, as you can see, with the new opportunities, jobs created by the artificial intelligence, smarter jobs. And of course, there are industries that will lose some of those functions and will be more dependent on AI and less dependent on the people. Of course, there is a concern from one side, but there is opportunity on the other side. To sum it up, no one knows what are the exact jobs that will be in place in a decade from now. However, we assume jobs as data science, where we'll be dealing with the data, and that's most important part of it, the new oil. The algorithm, which is sitting at the heart of the artificial intelligence, the algorithm analyst, transparency analyst, where they ensure that the algorithms are put in place are not biased, and they have all the ethical elements with it, and machine learning managers, for instance. It's expected in different reports that 80% of the jobs in the next decade may not be known. It could be different than today, but will be moving from one to another. And of course, and another study says 40% of today's job will no longer be in place. They will be vanished or replaced with other jobs. But all in all, it means a new world, a new beginning post-COVID that has started prior to that. It also means a new reality that we cannot go back. And we have to adapt with artificial intelligence, despite the fears, despite the concerns, despite unethical issues in some places. I hope that was useful. 15 minutes talk. And of course, we can take this further with questions and in future discussion. Thank you for your time and listening to me.